Hello everyone, today we will be learning wait events in Selenium. It's very important to implement wait event if you're performing any action on the element and that element doesn't appear yet. I'll explain you. Let's say we do have three elements, element number 1, element number 2 and element number 3. I'm performing some action on this element. Let's say I enter my username here and after that I click on next button. When I click on next button, I'm waiting for other element to appear. But here I'm waiting for other element to appear. Manually I can understand that I have to wait and then whenever this element appears I'll perform my action. But what about scripts? Your scripts won't do anything automatically. You need to tell your script that please wait for the other element to get appeared. Otherwise, what your script will do, moment you click on the next button, at the same time it will perform action on the next element, no matter the element appears or not. And in this case, you will get an exception, no such element exists, no such element found. Why? Because the element is not appeared yet and your script is performing or implementing the action. This seems very simple when you are performing manual testing, but in automation, you need to insert the wait events. You need to tell your script that please wait till the time this element is present or this element appears. This is called wait event or synchronization point. So how we can insert synchronization point? By adding wait events in your script. What are the different wait events we have in our script? First of all, you have two wait events. One is called static wait and the other one is called dynamic wait. What is difference between static wait and dynamic wait? As the name suggests, static wait means it is rigid. It will wait for the duration which you have given. Let's say you said wait for 10 seconds. No matter your element appears before that or not, it will wait rigidly till 10 seconds. Whereas in dynamic wait, if you have given time as 10 seconds and your element appears in 2 seconds, it will wait till the time your element is not appeared. That is, it will wait for 2 seconds only and will move to the next step. So as I've given example, if your element appears in 2 seconds, it will wait till 2 seconds and move to the next step. It will not wait for 10 seconds because our purpose is solved. So static wait is a rigid wait, whereas dynamic wait is flexible wait. It will wait till your element is present or whatever maximum time you have given. Whatever comes first, it will wait for that time. Now what we have in static wait? Static wait is represented by time.sleep. So time.sleep, in the brackets you will give time in seconds. So I'm saying please wait for 5 seconds. So it will wait for 5 seconds no matter your element appears far before that or after that, it's going to wait till 5 seconds. So this is time.sleep. If I talk about dynamic wait, in dynamic wait, there are two options. One is called implicit wait, other is explicit wait. Guys, most of the flaky test is because of the wait events. What are flaky tests? That means you wrote exactly right code, there is no problem in the code, but still it is not executing as per the expectations. Most of the time the issue is wait event. So it's always important to tackle the wait event because maybe your script is right, but the element is not appeared yet. You need to wait for that element to be appeared. So most of the time culprit is wait events. Alright. What is difference between implicit wait and explicit wait? Implicit wait is a global wait. It will be implemented globally on all the elements in your test scripts. Whereas explicit wait is exclusive wait for a particular element. So it will wait for a particular element only for the condition to be true. For example, if you're saying please wait till the time your element is present, please wait till the time element is enabled, it's active. So you can put this wait event on particular element and particular condition, not on all the elements like in implicit wait. Implicit wait is for all the elements. Explicit wait is exclusively for a particular element and it will wait for a condition, for a particular condition to be true. Now it's in your hand what condition you want to give, but always remember it's exclusive for a particular element. So now let's understand this practically and see how we use it. So we'll open PyCharm and here we'll write a code. So first few lines are always same. So I'm going to write driver, WebDriver, import it. Last option here. Then I'll write dot Firefox. Now I'll write driver dot get. I'll open a URL. Now which URL I wish to open? Let me give you that example here. So this is the URL, selenium.dev. This is the official website of Selenium. They gave you one example to see how wait events work. So guys, here I'll click on add box and see it is waiting. I'm waiting for some time and then this element is appearing. Let's say I want to click on this element also, on this red box. So first I'll click on add a box, then I'll click on red box. So first I'll show you if I do it in one go, how it will work, and if I put wait event in it, how it works. First I'll copy the URL, go to PyCharm and paste this URL here. Now I will click on add box. So driver dot find element. Now let's see element locator here. So I'll right click on add a box, go to inspect, and ID is this. I'll copy this, Control C, go to PyCharm. Here I'll write by dot, and I need to import by also. So by dot ID, comma, put the value here. Now let's say dot, I want to click on it. After that, immediately after that, I want to click on this red box also. So driver dot find element by dot. Let's see which element I'm gonna get here. So I'll right click on this, inspect, and it is box 0, copy. So here I'll again get ID, comma, dot. Again I want to click on it just to see. So this is my script. As per the code, it should run correctly because all the element locators are fine. This is also one of the example of flaky tests. So see, code is looking nice. Look at the result now. It opened the browser, typed the URL, and let's see what happened here. And I got an exception. Exception is no such element exception. They're saying unable to find this element. But this element is there. I wrote right element locator here. But what went wrong? We have not inserted wait event here. We want script to wait. First, I'll show you how I can use static wait, which is not recommended, guys, because static wait is a rigid wait. It will waste your time because if element appears before, then also it will wait till the duration you have provided here. So I have set 5 seconds. Let's execute and see the result, guys. At the end, let me just write driver.close because every time the browser is opening and we are not closing it, this is to close the browser. Execute it and let's see the result. So the browser opened, add a box is clicked, and let's see, it got executed. There is no error. You don't see any error here. Your script is same. What difference is there? You added the wait event here. So wait for it. As I've said, static wait is not recommended because what if the element is taking less time than this? We are unnecessarily wasting the time. So that's why it is always recommended to have dynamic wait, which is implicit wait or explicit wait. How to implement dynamic wait? After this line, when you write driver assign webdriver.firefox or your browser name, here you can write driver dot implicitly wait, and here you can specify the time. So let's say I want to wait for 4 seconds for every element. So this 4 seconds will be implemented on all the elements in the script. Not on a particular element, but on all the elements. And also understand this is a dynamic wait. So it's not going to wait rigidly for 4 seconds. Let's say your element appears in 1 second. It will wait for 1 second only and move to next element. So that is the beauty of dynamic waits. Let's execute this and see the result. It opened the browser, performed the action, and see, you didn't get any error message because it waited. There is an implicit wait. So it waited for this element to appear and then performed action. Now, if I talk about explicit wait, let's understand the code behind it. I'll just remove this implicit wait line. URL gonna be same. So let's understand the scenario where I'll implement the explicit wait. So these two elements are there. I don't wish to implement wait event on all the elements now. Let's say I want to implement wait event on this particular element only. So I'll click on this element and see I have to wait. And then this element is displayed. So I want to say that when I click on this, please wait till the point this element is displayed. So this is the scenario. Let's see how to work on it. First of all, this URL is same. So in my script, the URL going to be same. After that, I want to click on this element. Which element? This element over here. Let me inspect this element locator. So ID is reveal. Control C. I'll go to my script and here I'll write driver dot find element by dot ID comma. This is the value for ID and click on it. So dot click. Done. Now I want to wait. So for that I'll write wait as the variable assign web driver wait. This is the class web driver wait. Again guys, this is predefined class in Selenium. So you are just using it to implement the wait events. And what are the parameters of it? For this you will be using two parameters. One, you need to give the name of the driver and then you need to tell the timeout, like how long you want it to wait. So first is name of the reference variable, driver, this one, comma, how long you want to wait. So timeout is 10 seconds here. Okay, now we will use this reference variable wait and use all the methods of WebDriver wait class. So I'll write wait dot until. So that means wait till that condition to be true. Whatever condition you can give. There are many conditions guys. You can read multiple conditions on the documentation of Selenium. So first parameter in this bracket will be the function name. So you will write expected underscore conditions. Now this need to be imported. Put your cursor on top of it and you need to import this. If you think this line is quite lengthy, you cannot write expected underscore conditions. You can also give short names to this. How you can give? Here, look at this. This is imported. Here you can write as EC. That means I'm not going to write expected conditions, but I want to give nickname to this expected condition at EC. So you can use EC also. So EC dot. And here you have different conditions. For example, presence of element located. Check whether the element is present or not. Check whether the element is visible or not. Whether the element is clickable or not. Alert is present. There are many conditions which you can check here. I will be using visibility of the element. So I'll write please check whether the element is visible or not. Now here in this brackets you can write, start one more bracket and write by dot ID. And what is the value of ID? Let's see that. I want to wait for which element? So I would like to wait for this edit box here. I want to wait for this element. So let's see what is the ID or whatever element locator I find here. This is the ID. So copy and I'll paste it over here. I'm saying please wait till this element is visible. Now I want to perform some action on this element also. So in order to perform the actions, guys, I need to store this complete line into a variable. This is actually we are storing, let's say I'm storing it in a variable called element. So now when I write element, I'm talking about this line on this. Now I want to perform some action on it. Then only I'll figure it out whether my script waited for that element or not. So I want to type something into that box. I want to type element found. After this, I want to close my browser also. So I'll write driver dot close. Execute this and see browser open. It typed the URL, clicked on the button and it also typed. If you want to see that also, let me remove this driver dot close and you will see the result clearly. Because it was so quick, the browser closed very quickly. But see here, element found. It waited for that element to appear and element was found. Many times that happens, the student asks this question, we have implicit wait, then why we are going for explicit wait? Because implicit wait anyhow is applied on all the elements. Yes, this is right. Implement wait is implemented on all the elements. Then why we need to have a wait event for a particular element? Reason is, let's say I have to wait for this element for the maximum period of time, that is 20 seconds. Rest of my elements are appearing in 1 second only. Then you might be thinking, yeah, that's okay. Anyhow, implicit wait is a dynamic wait. it will wait for 1 second only, then go to this. No matter maximum, you have given 20 seconds to each one of them. Yes, you're right. But what if I have given wrong element locator by mistake to this element? It will keep on waiting for this element for 20 seconds. This also, every element, it will wait maximum for 20 seconds. This gonna impose unnecessary wait on my elements. That's why we have explicit wait. Now this explicit wait is just for this element. If I have given something wrong also, at least I'm just waiting for maximum 20 seconds. Not 20 seconds for every element. That's why explicit wait is there. This is one of the most important interview questions. They ask you, what if we already have implicit wait? What is the need of explicit wait? We need explicit wait so that if something went wrong, we are not waiting for all the elements for maximum time. It's better to give exclusive wait event for a particular element for that maximum time rather than giving it and waiting for other elements. This is the difference between explicit wait and implicit wait. There is one more type of explicit wait, and that is fluent wait. Not recommended, but it is there. Fluent wait. They may ask you question on that also. What is fluent wait? Fluent wait is the wait where you can customize the polling time. What is polling time? Polling time means after how many seconds your script will go and check for that element's visibility or not, condition to be true or not. For example, let's say after every 5 seconds, it will go and check whether the element is visible or not. The total duration is 20 seconds, but of course, it's not going to go after 20 seconds and check for the element's visibility. After every few seconds, it will go and check whether the element is visible or not. By default, explicit wait polling time is 500 milliseconds. After every 500 milliseconds, let's go and check whether the element appears or not. The duration, maximum duration is 20 seconds, but it's going after every 500 milliseconds to check. So the frequency with which it is checking the element is there or not is called polling time. Now in fluent wait, you can customize the polling time. It is same as explicit wait, but you can reduce the polling time. You can say, please go and check after every 10 milliseconds. So this is called fluent wait, guys. I hope you understand why wait events are important and how we should implement them. With that note, guys, I'll see you in the next video. And I advise you to practice it as much as possible to be confident in it. Thanks for now.